Have you ever felt that this life is not your first? That beneath your face, your name, your memories, there hides a deeper history, not written in books, but in the bones of your being? Have you ever looked into the eyes of an animal and felt, if only for a moment, that some silent knowing passed between you? I was once a boy, I was once a girl, I was once a bush, a bird, a fish swimming in the sea. These are not the words of a poet. They are the confession of Empedocles of Akragas, one of the strangest and most profound philosophers of the ancient world. A man who spoke of the soul's long journey through many forms. A man who believed that life is not a straight line, but a circle. That death is not an ending, but a doorway to another shape. Another lesson, another chance at redemption. Today, we reduce Empedocles to a name in the margins of philosophy. We remember him as the thinker of the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. But we forget the fire of his vision, the burning heart of his teaching, the story of the soul's exile, its wandering, and its hope of return. Stay with me. This is the tale of Empedocles and the journeys through the forms, and it may just awaken the ancient memory hidden within your soul. Chapter 1. Empedocles the Exile, philosopher, poet, mystic. In the sunlit lands of Akragas, on the island of Sicily, there walked a man whose mind wandered farther than most dared to imagine. His name was Empedocles, physician, politician, poet, philosopher, but above all, a mystic. A man who claimed to remember his soul's long journey through countless lives. Not content with the shallow games of the city-state, Empedocles sought the deeper laws that govern all things. Where other thinkers argued about atoms and void, about mind and matter, he spoke of love and strife, forces older than gods, forces that twist the wheel of existence. And behind these forces he saw the elements: earth, air, fire, and water, not as dead material, but as living principles shaping and reshaping all forms. The body, the tree, the beast, the star, all woven from the same eternal threads, but combined in different measures, in different dances. To understand the world, he taught, is to understand the dance of the elements. And to understand the soul is to know how it moves between these forms. Chapter 2. The four roots: earth, air, fire, water. Listen, for I will tell you a tale. Thus begins one of the fragments Empedocles left behind. Not a treatise, but a vision. At the heart of his teaching stood the four roots of all things: earth, dense and solid; water, flowing and yielding; air, light and free; fire, burning and bright. But these were not merely substances, they were spirits, energies, principles. They mingled, separated, combined again under the sway of two great forces: Philotes, love, the uniter; Neikos, strife, the divider. Under love, the elements merge, give birth, create harmony. Under strife, they pull apart, fragment, decay. Yet both are needed. Without strife, no individuality. Without love, no union. The cosmos itself is born from the tension between these two, and so too is every creature, every tree, every star. The soul, Empedocles taught, is not separate from these elements. It too is woven from their dance, and as the body dissolves, the soul is carried forward, reborn into new shapes. Chapter 3. Love and strife, the forces that shape existence. Empedocles did not speak of the universe as the work of gods with human faces. He spoke of forces more ancient than Olympus itself. Two great powers: Philotes' love, the force that draws things together, that unites the elements into harmony, that weaves the world into being; and Neikos' strife, the force that tears apart, that separates, that fractures the whole into pieces. These are not metaphors. They are real energies, active in every corner of existence. Under the rule of love, the elements combine: earth embraces water, fire joins with air, and from their union arise trees, beasts, stars, and souls. Under the sway of strife, the elements recoil from one another, break apart, fall into isolation and decay. But this is not evil, it is necessary. Without strife, there would be no form, no individuality. Without love, there would be no union, no life. Existence itself is the tension between these powers. And so, all things move in a vast cycle: birth, union, growth, separation, death, and rebirth. The wheel turns, the song repeats, the dance continues, and the soul, caught in this turning, moves through many shapes, many forms, learning, suffering, remembering. Chapter 4, The Wandering Soul, Through Beast, Plant, and Star. For I have already been a boy and a girl, a bush and a bird, and a mute fish in the sea. So wrote Empedocles, not in allegory, but as testimony. The soul, he taught, is not bound to one shape. It is exiled from its home, cast into the wheel of rebirth, not as punishment alone, but as purification, a journey of learning, a pilgrimage through the shapes of the world. In one life, you may be a creature of the earth. In the next, a creature of the air. Then the sea. Then a leaf turning toward the sun. And with each form, the soul carries its lesson. The tenderness of the lamb, the freedom of the bird, the patience of the tree, the struggle of the fish. All of these, echoes of the soul's own longing for balance, for home, for reunion with the divine. To Empedocles, this was no idle belief. It was the law of being itself. The soul learns through becoming. It moves from shape to shape until it has known the fullness of existence. Only then, purified, balanced, may it return to its origin. Chapter 5, The Fall and the Redemption of the Soul. But why does the soul fall? Why does it wander through these many forms, trapped between death and birth? Empedocles tells us the soul has sinned, not by breaking laws written in stone, but by breaking the harmony of existence, pride, cruelty, forgetfulness of kinship with all life. These tear the soul from its place, casting it into exile, into the wheel of rebirth. Woe to the soul that has committed bloodshed. He warns that those who harm life, whether beast or man, deepen their exile, bind themselves tighter to the wheel. But hope remains. Through kindness, through self-discipline, through reverence for all living things, the soul begins to mend the broken harmony, not through fear of punishment, but through love for the balance of the world. The soul must learn humility. It must learn compassion. And through these, it finds the path home. For the journey through the forms is not endless. It leads, in time, back to the one, to the wholeness before the fall. This is not punishment. It is healing. A long medicine for the soul. Chapter 6, The Circle Closes. Return to the one. In the end, the journey of the soul is the journey of all things. For every fragment longs for reunion. Every drop of water seeks the sea. Every note of the song returns to silence. And the soul, too, seeks its home. Back to balance. Back to harmony. Back to the one from which it came. To Empedocles, the wheel of life is not a trap. It is a teacher. Each life, each form, each suffering and joy. A lesson, a step in the dance, a chord in the eternal music. And when the soul has learned to love the balance, to honor the elements, to live with care, then the journey ends. The exile is over, and the soul returns to the whole. The song completes its circle, and the fire burns bright, but no longer consumes. For love and strife, together, have done their work, and peace remains. If these words have stirred the memory within you, if they have awakened the faint echo of the soul's own song, then share this journey. Reflect, subscribe, and join me again as we remember the forgotten wisdom of the ancients. May your soul walk its path with harmony, and may love guide your steps.